on the roof. Well, this is the elevator room. This is the roof. So yeah, we got this Daikin Minisplit. It's completely shorted out, compressor's dead, all that. So they opted to thankfully replace the unit, so I don't have to change the compressor. So we got our new one right there. That's our old one. So as you can see here, oh, look at that, easiest install ever. Oh, can you see both? Oh, yeah, there you go. See? Yeah. All right. So anyway, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and start a recovery, get the refrigerant out of there, and then we will start taking it apart. We're gonna reuse the line set because this is an R410A system, and it's also Daikin. I've already confirmed that the sizes are the same. So anyway, let's get at it. So here we go. We're getting ready to start our recovery, but there's a couple things we need to do first. First of all, we got to take the cap off. Now, on most mini splits, not all, on most mini splits, when you try to put on your 1/4 inch fitting here from your hoses, you can see here it doesn't fit. Okay, it doesn't fit. It's actually bigger. That's because it's a 5/16, and your fitting on your hose is a 1/4 inch. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a 1/4 to 5/16 adapter, which is one of these. I highly suggest you get the bent one. There are straight ones, but most of the time there's stuff in the way and it just won't work. So always get the bent ones, or get both. And typically they'll have a Schrader core in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and screw this on. We already have it attached to our hose. We got the recovery started, so while that's happening, we'll go ahead and start disconnecting this bad boy, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to take off all these plastic coverings. So we're gonna pull this guy off. Just like that, and take our filters out like that. Okay, we take off this screw, and that screw, and this panel, and then there's clips on the top of this. They pop them, and then the whole thing pops out. Okay, so we got the screws out, so we're just going to grab it from here and pop it up like so on both sides. Okay, and then just pull it towards you, and there you go. Okay, now there's going to be 2 screws here. And then there's also clips here. I don't know if you see that. That's a clip. So you got to pop the clips out, take the screws out, and then this is going to pop here. There's 2 hangers on the top, so that's what's going to hold it up. Okay. But see, now that we have this removed, we have access to all this good stuff. Okay, so we got the drain disconnected. We got the electrical disconnected. Now we just got to disconnect our refrigerant lines. So you can see here, this is where it is. It's back here. There's one, and then the other one's behind it. So we'll take off this one first, and you can just use regular wrenches to take them off, but then we use torque wrenches to put the new ones on. Yeah, so what I've done here is I use my screwdriver to kind of hold it up. As long as it stays on the top clips, it's not going anywhere. So this makes it a lot easier for me to get to the connections and stuff. We got everything disconnected, electrical, drainage, and refrigerant lines. So now we're gonna go ahead and pull the head off. We're just gonna pick it straight up off the hooks and then bring it to us. Of course, I'm gonna take my screwdriver out of there first. She's off the wall, and she's right there. So yeah, let's go ahead and disconnect the condenser unit because our recovery is done. We got the line set removed. We got the electrical removed. Now we got to take off these screws on the feet, and then move this thing and set all the new stuff. There's our new one. So now we're gonna go ahead and put that one there. That's our old one. They're about the same size. I feel like this one's a lot lighter though. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and put it in place. And then we're gonna see if we can put blocks under it just to kind of raise it up because of the snow. Yeah, we got the head all unboxed, so now we just got to remove a ton of tape. We're gonna have to take off all the plastic coverings and all that good stuff, and then we have to get the back plate. I want to look at the back plate. If we're lucky, the back plate looks exactly the same as that back plate, then I can just reuse it. But this is this one's a lot older, so they may have changed the back plate design, but we'll see. Okay, so I got all the tape off, so now I need to get the back plate off. So there is a screw back here. You gotta unscrew that so you can get the back plate off, and then there's 2 clips. One right there, and then there's one right there. You gotta press in, and this will pop out. So, but you gotta get the screw out first. So bear with me here. Then you go. All right, so yeah, and then you just pop that off. So okay, so there's a little center of unit thing right here. There's a hole. This is so you can, you know, get it leveled and whatnot. So the nice thing is it was a Daikin, so all my holes seem to line up. So I'm going to reuse my holes, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's level. But the nice thing is I know where the studs are because of the holes. So anyway, I'm going to do that. I got my unit. I want it about here. So that should that should be the right spot. They have like this little like template thing you can use to figure it out, but I've been doing this for a long time. But it does have some little cheat sheet things on the actual thing. So this is the center. So you always put a screw there. It kind of lets you level things. And then look, gas end pipe right there, liquid pipe. So yeah, see that lines up pretty much. So yeah, so we should be fine. So yeah. Okay, so we got our level. But what we want to do is we want to pitch it towards the drain just a smidge. You can see here it's level. So I'm going to pitch it a little bit more towards the drain. Just like that, just a little bit. That way I can ensure that it's all going to run towards the drain. That's a little pro tip for you. All right, so we got our new mounting plate mounted and level. Slightly this way, that way the water will drain. So now we just need to take all the plastic covers off and mount it on there and make our connections and whatnot. So let's do that. And one thing that's very important is make sure that you're putting this in the studs. We got all the plastic coverings off, they're over there. See, these are the clips that hold the top part on, so you just take the 2 screws off and then pop those and then the whole thing comes out. Alrighty, so the drain is on the opposite side as it was before. I want the drain to be on that side. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move it. So you can actually move the drain from there to there. You can see here there's a plug right now. So what you're gonna wanna do is we need to get this line set out of the way. So you're gonna pop this clip here, just like that. And it just comes right out and you can move this out of the way. I don't know if you can see in there. You see that screw right there? You gotta take that screw out. So unscrew that, it's just a Phillips screw head. Totally filming everything but what I'm trying to film. There we go. Okay, so we got that screw out. Makes it always easier to have a magnet nearby. Oops, I know. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, we got our thing. Now you can just grab it here at the base and pull towards you. It comes right out like that. Okay. Now we need to pull this plug out. Okay, and then we're going to stick this plug into this side, just like that. Make sure you get it in there all the way. Okay. And then you just pop this thing in there like that and then put the screw in that hole. And that's it. We got her mounted on the wall. Yeah, I know you're gonna give me crap. It's super close to the ceiling, but the hole's already there. I can't do it. If this was a fresh install, I would have put the hole lower and given it at least like, you know, 4 inches, but you know, I got to work with what's already here. So anyway, yeah, so we got it on there. When you hook it on, you want to make sure that this little clip here lines up with this little hole here. You know, and then this is going to line up with these holes because you got to put screws there. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put something behind this to hold it up like earlier, and then we'll make our connections here and run the cable and figure out how we're going to do this drain. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to route your power cord behind here, and it's going to go through this and then run through this little channel along the side. And then you're going to unscrew this and take that off. That's going to hold the wires in place, and then you'll make your connections. As much as I would like to reuse these, in my experience, whenever you reuse them, they leak. So I'm going to cut them off and reflare it, and then we'll use the nuts that it came with. I highly suggest you always use it. Every time I've been lazy and I use the ones that it came with or were already there, it leaks. So I don't want to risk that. So I'm going to cut those off and reflare them. We got it all nice and cleaned up. We got them cut off. We still need to ring them. As you can see, there's like a little, let's see, come on, focus. There's a little like sharp ring in there. See? Yeah, but you gotta ream those out if you're gonna do a successful flare. So we're gonna use a reamer or deburring tool, which is one of these guys. Focus, there we go. So yeah, let's do that. We got them all reamed out. As you can see, they look a lot different. Come on, focus, guy. Focus, there we go. Yeah, see, it doesn't have that little ring inside anymore. It's actually opened up all the way. Sorry, before we actually make the flares, don't forget to put the nuts on first. This is the #1 mistake. If you flare this and you don't put the nut on, you're gonna have to cut it off and do it all over again. So don't forget to put the nuts on. We got our nut on there, so we're gonna go ahead and make our flare. So we're gonna start with the 3/8. So we're gonna take our tool here and we're gonna find our 3/8, which is right here. Okay, and we're gonna put the pipe in there. So we're gonna open it up like that. Now this one's got a guide, so we're gonna go ahead and use the guide. Put that over, and then we slide in the pipe until it hits the guide. Okay. And we're gonna slide this over here. And we need to lock it down. Okay. Now this one's got a clutch on it. So we just basically keep turning this until it pops and we can't turn it no more. There we go. You want to go kind of slow too. Don't just take your time with it. As you can see, it popped. So our flare should be complete. So we'll go ahead and back this out. Okay, we're going to unclamp it. This out of the way and pop it open, and there we go, we got our flare. So one down, and then you just want to inspect it, make sure there's no notches or anything, which it looks clean. And like I said, don't forget to put the nut on. We got our flares, so we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the inside. Okay, so we're looking at our torque settings. So the 3/8 line, we're going to need, we're doing a newton meter, so we need 32.7 to 39.9 newton meters. And for the liquid, that's going to be 14.2 to 17.2. So we're going to go ahead and do the big one first, since it's in the back. You want to make sure you put the head in right. You see the little picture there? So just like that, and we need 35. So what we're gonna do is we find the closest one to it, so it's gonna be 18, right? You see that? There we go. Okay, so we want to line up the two 18s. Oh, we'll go that way. And there we go. All right, so we need 35. So 18, 19, 20, 34, 35. We'll lock her in. All right, we are ready to wrench on stuff. Okay, so we're gonna put either POE oil on the flare, or you can use Nylog. I'm using Nylog, so we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit on there. And it's okay if it gets into the system, won't hurt anything. Same thing with POE oil. She is in place. So we got her all clipped in, got the screws in. Drains connected, refrigerant lines are connected. So now we just got to put the plastic covers on. But all right, we got the cover and everything put back on. We got nitrogen in the system. We're just making sure there's no leaks. We've had it under nitrogen and we're holding pressure. It's been holding for 12 minutes, so I would say we're good. No leaks. We'll go ahead and start the vacuum and release the refrigerant. We got the vacuum done. It's still under vacuum right now. I poured water just to make sure it drained. Water came out. You see the water there. So anyway, let's see where our vacuum's at. So we're at 111, so I'm going to valve it off. Yeah, so 124, 23. I would say we're good. We're going to go ahead and turn this off. So we're going to go ahead and release the refrigerant. And that's pretty much where we've been holding. So, there we go. Moment of truth. We're going to go ahead, put it in cooling mode. Okay, so now we wait to see if we have any errors. Okay, so she works and still falling. So anyway, that's how you install a mini split, a Daikin mini split for that matter. So anyway, hopefully this helps you out. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment, tell me what a horrible technician I am. Hit that bell notification and follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks for watching.